I'm in here this morning, I'm thinking, and I really truly want to ask a question. Why is it that anytime somebody in this country now wants to live free, wants to be personal, and they want to be private, and they're very careful about who they allow into their life, why is it that people look at people like that with a negative outlook? And why do they attack them with verbal words? I mean, they verbally assault them. Why? I mean, after all, what kind of freedom in this country that you have if you don't have property rights, personal rights to exist and live the way that you see fit to live? I mean, do you have to have full disclosure of your life to everybody and make everybody around you feel comfortable just in order for you to live? I mean, Pastor Dow lives out a totally different mindset. I personally, truly don't care one bit about what people think. And I can tell you the sentiment is mutual. They don't care one bit about what I think either. But yet and still, anytime you're different than somebody else. I mean, I'll give you an example. Here at Straightway, we're a holy people. We believe in following the King James Version of the Bible. We follow the Bible. We believe in being holy and living a separate and quiet and peaceable life. You'll never see the police come screaming down the road, down here, down the street and stuff because we're committing some type of crimes or acts of immorality, or the children or the wives are being abused, or people being murdered and killed, and or there's drug use. We don't do all that stuff. We don't do none of that stuff. And yet and still, why is it that whenever a people chooses to live holy, a separate, holy, clean life, that they always looked at in a negative eye? I mean, up here in this county and stuff, almost every official has an adultery and fornication problem. I don't care if it's a government official or a preacher. The preacher up here in this little bitty town, the preachers have got a bad problem with fornication and adultery. I mean, it is literally off the chain up here. But yet and still, these people are not living anything what the Bible says. And we're not a threat to them whatsoever at all. I guess whenever all of God's sheep are clean and their life is clean, all the dirty people feel guilty. I guess that's what it is. And the reason why I bring this up, because I'm sure that many of you Israelites out there are experiencing the same thing. People they just cannot be comfortable with you living. Number one, it's your life. You are living and breathing the air, but they cannot be comfortable with the decisions you make, especially when you choose to follow Yah, especially when you come to the knowledge of the truth that a lot of these traditions, that a lot of these things that religion has promoted is nothing but lies. It's all fallacy. But it's amazing how that they are very adamant about judging you and cutting you off when you no longer walk after the same rule that they do. It's as if, and believe it or not, they view you as if you have never ever once understood what they understood. Do you not think that is remarkable and amazing? I tell you, the level of hypocrisy in this country is utterly amazing. Like I said, hey, we're law-abiding citizens. We really truly are. We don't live immoral lives. We live a very clean life. People may not like our stance, but we've never physically hurt anyone. We don't go out and do recreational drugs. I think that if you're going to be holy in this generation, that you're going to have to do it outside of those cities. And that's one reason why I moved out, because there's no way that you can live a clean, prosperous life separated to him while living in those wicked cities. And that's just the truth. You go look at the history of our people, besides being in captivity, you look and see where they lived at. That's because they're able to serve the Father. You know, what's amazing about me is that I often tell people over and over and over again, because I've lived in the cities. I've been out there. I know what it's all about. But I often tell them over and over and over again, I would not be as close to Yah today, and I would not know what I know today if it wasn't for him showing me clearly the way that he described and laid out the blueprint in the book of Acts, the way that we should be living as his people. And because I did obey his voice, I did read with understanding, and I did come out and I separated myself from the world. I have not had the negative influence of Christianity or any religion. I've been separated long enough to where I can only hear his voice because I know what the Bible says. And when somebody comes with something other than what the Bible says, I can tell if it's a tradition, a religion, or philosophy. Here, when I wake up every day, I see Israelites. I see beautiful faces, kind-hearted spirits. I see children. I mean, our children actually have a life to where they can be children. They enjoy themselves. We all enjoy ourselves. We love the way that we live. But I can tell you one thing, your flesh is not going to like serving the Most High. And that's the reason why most of us are having difficulty. Most of you are having difficulty making moves now because it's not conducive to your flesh. Remember, I've been where many of you people are. And I'm not telling you to come out just so I can make life miserable for you. Life is already miserable for you. I know how life is. I know the challenges that go on in those cities. I know exactly how it is, especially if you're yoked up with a spouse that won't even follow you. If you're a man, as you follow Christ. I mean, that's double trouble. That's double trouble. But there's no way. I'm not about to trade everything that I've worked for and what God's given me strength for to go and return to a worldly mindset or to go back to wickedness and idolatry. The word is, come out of her, my people, and come out from among them and be ye separate, saith Yah. Don't you touch the unclean thing. When you do that, then he will receive you and he will be your Yah.